Angelo Badalamenti. And he say, oh, that's it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Angelo. Oh, that's turning my hair down. I love that. Just keep that going.
Angelo Badalamenti.
Angelo Badalamenti.
David, Mr. Lynch, David, this letter, Mr. Lynch, can you hear me from here? He goes, and if he can you hear it? It's a Freddy, once again, 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 Nicholas,
totally cloudy. Right, also can say clear at going to a totally cloudy, I think yes. Sentimentalmente mi si middle, clear, sentimental non so cloudy, so is going to perché questo sono middle for me this means this clear sentimental with the clouds and if it going to a band I think it's atmosphere and totally cloud atmosphere. At the moment it's supposed to seem no, it's really after practically it's noon and 46 6 4 and 4 Fahrenheit 18 Celsius. This means it's really soft like this virus Microsoft it's classical sicuro spring at also the appearance reports sicuro sempre sono bene poi sono poi scene su così I'm sure to I see I don't know things just even society simultaneously my purpose activation to change is better than perhaps for me and I didn't know so very identical issue also for in fact the autumn summer and winter senza in fact for the autumn as I say just for as well as soon as you get the soft for the summer adjective hot for the winter adjective cold so as well as soon as you get the classic adjective e la sigla di Ghisa triste per me questa fino a da assolutamente in copesa trillissimo se tu hai una first spira no spring particola senza da April senza April food and if similar during the nights also slightly cold atmosphere and temperature and this remember the end part of winter this remember me the end part of winter I didn't remember nights of very like this in the past years but this for me and then for più still not in scala so in general today I don't know if I can say something just for reasons it's good at completely if I can be feeling as a few because it's a Friday once again, as you know, first of all, every Friday I should have done this fantastic buff, respectively third red and black and white, the fourth blue white resource, illustrating the reports in general, this is fourth channel. Yes, and practically since many months, I don't remember when I found the exact Friday, which I started to see this thing about 2 days or so. I write it this date in my comments in the video and since that moment practically I'm using a buff and if I believe that the battery will return the red crash instead because of battery problem and so since that moment I repeat I'm using a buff generally an half with the fourth the blue and another half with the red return even if last periods let's say that this is I learned that this is superior, the third is superior to the fourth because practically I learned that the battery of the fourth blue lasts only 10, 12, maximum 15 minutes. This is more minutes, and so from this point of view, it's better if this is superior for the fact that this is the new. In general, who does think that both work or go? As I repeat, respectively for this respectively the fourth, the red, the third and the fourth, the blue resource, lo sono tre porzioni della condivisione fortune, questa logica sulla tre porzioni di Lynch, questa porzione si rimane seccando il sorto Fabrice, it will make a bonus chance, because at this point so much to me music is not so expressive lo so io, both riesci per regret. Nel film, I think it's a participant season, repeat as just before. 6 for Fahrenheit, important thing with this atmosphere, it's when she will. Before you listen. Yes, you see well in this video and thanks to fact there is the curtain and as you know as I'm repeating sometimes there is a curtain in general, you should see almost perfect, at least I suppose. In fact as you notice in repeat, this is the sky, in this case is middle, clear, alternating with the clouds, at where according to what I read, considering my sensations, considering the period and the trend perhaps for the last days, and other things where I think it's possible that vedete quelli became, I don't know if totally, but mostly sure, mostly cloud, very clear. And also that material, if not a few moments, sì, but as using up, sicuramente Magicenzo, Peters, penso sì, and if it's clear, it's come scheme, it's very clear. Well, band, perhaps better contro, bad, well, so si dice, dico il Windows, dico per questo solo, insomma, tutto pratica, insomma, diverse fact, in any sentence, si mette in quota, from what also for effect flow, for effect, fact, evit, di supporting reads, insomma, diverse, and also the beauty of plant benches, also, Airbnb matter, also, and always a better reason for me, its entirety, and in this shot, at 70 million generation. As I carico riuscito sono visible sul generale ambiente curtini sul generale visible sono di che per me visible at sentire che sono di che azione si mi generation. And finally, from my your camera and GX 14 I can see also in this case on this me generation. In fact, similar people facendo di forza e si legge che dove sono buone mi sistema. So myself trust mosques and finally I hope you will get breakfast. Today it's late in general, posso fare una versione perhaps at the same time in this posso pensare quello sei slide late a consigliare late a me informarsi the more important è si fare quello delle cose action settimana su street così salve facciano il breakfast finitene e si vede è stato tutto finitene in parte mettete difficoltà su essere si finca che tre cose sia settimana su street su questa cioè today I repeat close as I got the record late sometimes perhaps also slide late si remembers and then it's just really obviously just rolling quote and noon and 46 but the important thing that shows remember that in some way also today 41 with so I'm really angry and as you used to say perché fa si sono most absolutely as you know since fixed the shots of the biscuits there are many combos of biscuits between biscuits and cereals the kind of biscuits met in the best perhaps for me the cookies with the chocolate spoons there are two things that in particular I would say or read them and that is the first one is about the milk fat in shots totally can see the coffee obviously possono squeak chocolate fa caso nella data nella shot fragment shot and we didn't also the fact that you was back as was about so the last video in particular mega but the second thing is about resilience fact and if there are other beautiful series started on Conan the Italian series for me it's art some place of position because the first place of position for me are the PAM Italian series in fact always I really recommend them to you because they are really superb. Actually, tomorrow I suppose if I don't die, in fact, I'm not tomorrow to 11 hours, see.